Hi guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Sunday. Sunday is our day. So I hope your week has gone well, been well, all of the above. Actually, is it all of the above? Yeah. So happy, as I said, Sunday. This build, well, it's been a long time in the coming. It's the next installment of rebuilding Windenburg, and I started this like maybe 2 months ago, and then so I did the exterior. I'll tell you the timeline. This exterior got started on the 26th of March, believe it or not. I was super happy with it. Then I decided, this looks a lot like, what's it called? Oh no, was it this that inspired it? No, then I saw the interior that inspired the Porto set, and I wanted it to go in this building here. So then I stopped doing the exterior, created an entire set of floors and wallpapers to go inside this build. Then we had the whole rabbit drama. Then we started Tiny Twavelers, and it's been 2 months. So 2 months later, we are finally getting the interior of this one done. So that now means that the square, the old town in Windenburg, the old square bit with the commercial bit, is now completed. If you want to get this, it's up on the gallery. It's also on my Tumblr, which is linked down below in the description box, is a post that details all of the custom content you're going to require for it, and links you to those sources. So this one here is a restaurant. If you see in the middle there is the members club, which is, I think I've made it a nightclub. I think I've categorized it as a nightclub. So, you know, originally when you get Windenburg, there's a nightclub there. It's that. You can also recategorize it as a bar or a lounge, or I don't think I put a kitchen in it. No, I didn't put a kitchen in, so you can't do that one as a restaurant. But I knew that was okay because this is the lot that I wanted to be classified as a restaurant. And then over on the other side, opposite it, there is a cafe / bookstore / library / internet cafe. That's the one. So hopefully you should be able to find everything that your sim requires in this like one little area. I am going to continue doing my rebuilding Windenburg series. The only thing is, it's just gonna take us a little bit longer because Eco Lifestyle is coming out next week, and let's just say that's where all my attention is going to be going for the next week. You know, I have a laundry list of things I need to get done, but everything is going on hold because Eco Lifestyle is coming out. So I want to get you guys content for when embargo lifts. Embargo lifts at 7 p.m. UK time on Wednesday, the 3rd of June. And I'll have something up for then. I actually normally don't post when embargo lifts. I like to put it later. It's normally a bit earlier than this. It's normally like 3 o'clock, and I just keep my regular upload schedule. But this time embargo lifts at 7 p.m, which is actually 1 hour later than I normally post. So on Wednesday, you're going to have a build. I'm going to try and get 3 videos for next week. So prepare yourselves, you know, stretch for Wednesday. I know Wednesday is going to be a big day for everyone because everyone is going to be bombarding you with many, many, many videos. Many container homes. Let's just say that. I think my plans for Eco Lifestyle as it stands now is definitely going to be doing a renovation of the community, the what's it called? It's the community lot, but it's like a different variety of community lot. I definitely want to renovate that. I'm not too sure if I'm going to make it a market, a maker's, actually definitely not a maker's place. I don't know why that one's not grasping me, but either a market or what was the other thing? Community garden. I love the idea of a community garden, by the way. One of those two. I definitely want to do a container home. I know everyone's doing them, but I would like to do a container home. And then also I would like to do an eco house. But the only thing is, I feel like my idea of an eco house, it doesn't look like maybe it fits into the world. I'm not too sure. I need to see what the world looks like once it's kind of greener and everything is upgraded around it. The houses that I see in, like the actual houses that Maxis have made in the world, don't look too green and look a bit like standard suburban kind of, and that's not the vibe that I want to give off with my eco house. So hopefully, I think at the moment those are the 3 builds that will be coming next week. I normally just make a board on Pinterest. I always do this for new packs. Make a board, dump everything that gives me a tiny inkling of that pack into that board, and then closer to the event I look at the board and then just see what grabs my attention. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do 3 for next week, because I'm gonna do that and then I need to go back to Patreon and get the rewards completed. If you don't know, I started a Patreon. This build is what started my Patreon. I didn't mean to launch it, but the Porto set started it, and then I've done Stockholm, which is now available on my Patreon as well, on early access, I think till like the 18th of June. And then after that, we are going to be launching my first ever kitchen collection. I'm so excited. It's a lot of work, and I'm just going to say now, it's not going to have all of the clutter like the kitchen had. I'm thankful that we put all that effort in to do clutter with the kitchen, because then it can be used with future kitchen sets. So the aim of that is to have like the 3 different types: the counters, the islands, the cabinets. I would like to do a stool and a chair and a dining table, maybe pendant lights. That is the aim for that kitchen set. So if you haven't done already, you can head over to Patreon. I think if you get it after the 1st of June, you'll probably be able to get Stockholm early and the kitchen, because but the kitchen is in early development. It's going to be towards the end of the month. It's a big task. I don't know why I decided that this was going to be my first fully original set, but yep, I hate myself, obviously. But here we go to this build. Rebuilding Windenburg is all based on Bath. So this is in Bath, this actual building. I think it's like a steakhouse or something in Bath. It's on a corner, and I did really like it. I think I did I reflect it? I might have, no, I think I kept the shape, but kind of adapted it a little bit for this lot. And I like the whole adding in the parking area around the back, so it's not just a giant block. These builds can look a little bit scary sometimes when you start doing them, and it's not until you put the kind of little nooks and the little extra details on that they kind of come to life. But yeah, I've had fun kind of doing the whole little pavement street area on each one of these. I think they bring them to life, and there are so many objects now that we can use from the game to actually bring it fully to life. I would like a full-on like bus stop stand thing. There is one on the gallery, someone that made quite a few of those little things that you can place, like rooms where they have made up something for you. I should have really got that. But this is 2 months ago me, you know. I've progressed now, we've moved on. Now I would have found it on the gallery, but it's too late. It's all packaged up and ready for you to download. So yeah, I think we're probably going to be a couple more weeks until we get back to Windenburg again. But I'm excited for Eco Lifestyle. I'm also excited to build CC free. I know I'm saying this, but sometimes it's almost like I don't have to do a Tumblr post, and I don't have to list all of the CC and link to it. And sometimes it's nice to have a nice little CC relaxation. So yeah, the first build for Eco Lifestyle will definitely be CC free. I'm pretty sure that all 3 of them next week are going to be CC free. So hopefully I will get back on a build spurt and fly through it. I've forgotten even what my last build was my dream apartment, which I did because I didn't want to do a new build because alt placement of windows. I couldn't possibly do anything until we had alt placement. Luckily with this, I have the variants already. This was custom content from 2 months ago. So now, we can get rid of like half of the windows. We'll just have the one variant of the window in game instead of, that's if I'm actually can be bothered to get rid of the multiple variants of the same window. But CC Create as well, rejoicing at the moment of not having to do the 2 different variants. We don't really like to bloat out packages with variants of placement of windows. We rather just spend the time doing a different shape of window than, hey, here's a 1 tile, here's a 2 tile version. Alt placement of windows and doors is literally going to be life-changing, and I for one, I think I've heard many other builders say that they didn't want to build until that pack was out. Not that pack, that patch was out. So yeah, I for one, I've managed to avoid it. I'm so happy with myself. I did an apartment and I'm doing this build that I did like 2 months ago. I just had the interior of this to do. I finished the exterior to the full, not this bit. This is actually the last bit I did of the build, so that's why you're seeing sneak peeks. But yeah, so I wanted to do this outdoor garden rooftop bar thing. Oh, and I love the way I've used Felix Sander's colonial dresser there in the bar to make it look like it's a super ornate carved bar instead of the regular kitchen. That is a fake bar because in restaurants you're only actually allowed 1 functioning bar. Well, you're not only allowed 1 functioning bar. If you have more than 1 bar, your bartender that gets assigned with restaurants, you don't really know where they're going to end up. So I like to put in 1 real bar and then fake bars where I just want them to look like they have a bar, and so I can determine exactly where the bartender is going to work. So the bartender is going to be downstairs in the main restaurant area, and then up here you can come out here and eat as well. So I've put tables out here so your Sims, there's a couple dining tables there that your Sims can have, so they can have a nice little romantic meal on the rooftop. Or the other ones are just like nice little seating areas that you can just chill out. You can imagine just coming up here with your, dim and dusky, just sip away and enjoy the time. And of course, no build of mine would be complete without candles. And I went ham on the candles. Of course, I made sure to turn it to nighttime just to see that I could get the full impact of what the candles are going to look like. And I think it looks pretty stunning. I haven't actually taken these screenshots of this yet. I need to go back into the game and take the screenshots and add them in at the end of this. But yeah, I just love this place at nighttime, and especially like the pops of red from those flowers on the tables. I love that. I used different flowers actually inside, but out here we did these pops of red, and I'm totally in love. All of this CC you see here basically is by Felix Sander and myself. All of these chairs here are from Felix Sander's colonial set, if you're wondering. That is one of my favorite sets actually. It's probably my ride or die, the colonial set. The colonial and the Georgian are like my top picks, I think. And well, the Georgian set then got enhanced by the London collection. So let's say London, colonial, and Georgian. That's the ones. Those 3 are my probably my favorite ones. Yeah, we're gonna say they're my favorite ones. But yeah, we're about to go into the interior now, and you'll see the bar area. Here we are. So if you didn't know what the Porto set was, it was wallpapers and floors. This actually is a very prime example of what is in the set. I took the paneling from cats and dogs and recolored it, expanded it, gave it different options. This option here is not in cats and dogs, so this is an additional option. I made it a full height wooden paneling, and it was just essential for this build. I had taken reference from a boutique hotel in Porto, hence why the thingy is called Porto, the set is called Porto. And so I just needed these wallpapers and floors to do this build, so that's what I did. That is available already on my Tumblr. It's already gone through early access. It's been that long. That is already on my Tumblr. But yeah, also the floors, I don't think anyone actually noticed this, but they're actually the tiles from the vampire stuff pack, but sized down and recolored. And they have a completely different look. There's one thing I struggled with the vampire flooring. It was that I thought the pattern was way too large. When you used it, it looked super duper chunky, but I've taken it and I've kind of simplified it. It maybe had 3 different colors in it or something like that on theirs, and I've just kept it simple with having like a background color, black, and 1 accent color. So yeah, that's the kind of grey background version. That also comes with a white background as well in the same colors, and it's one of those things that I think is really lacking in the game are nice tile options. And I did also a kind of fake it trim, if you can see there, the square one, that again is from Vampire Pack. I think Vampires had some beauty. The tiles, great. They just needed a tiny little bit of a tweak. I say a little tweak, I know I did a very big tweak on it, I'm going to say this. But yeah, that one, if you do the straight edges minus the corners, and then put on the half tile, which is, what is it? Control F, is that for the half tile? Yeah, Control F gets you the triangle placement of tiles, and then you need to rotate your tile and just click, don't drag, I bumped my mic, just click, and you can create the corners, and so you can have a perfectly mitered, well, it doesn't even look like it's mitered because it's exactly symmetrical, that tile. So yeah, you can do borders all the way around it, and I did matching borders because I'm all about that life. But yeah, if I could visit a place like this in real life, I definitely need to go to Porto to visit the boutique hotel that this is based on. What's it called? I think it's called Terrell 1887. I feel like that's what it is. I think it's that. I really can't remember. It's been that long, as I said, 2 months. But I think one of my favourite parts of this build has to be the arches behind the bar. I saw a picture on Pinterest, and it had arches, and it actually had like rounded cage doors that they had the alcohol behind. But this one, I knew I had these arches, so I used those with the islands underneath, and I think it actually turned out really well. It's a nice feature for behind the bar. Most of the time I just used those, 2 floating kind of lit up shelves for behind the bar, but I like that all the alcohol behind there was like a huge feature. And yeah, so there is, of course, this is a restaurant lot, so there is a fully functioning kitchen that's going to be on the next floor above. There's that bar there, that's the functioning bar. So every single restaurant comes with a bartender by default. And yeah, I've got to say, the stool that came with Get Famous that I'm using here on all of these high tables, I love it. I'm just gonna say I absolutely adore. I think I changed those from black to the cream and dark brown version. I just wanted to lift it a little bit. I didn't want it to be all black. The inspiration for this, the interior for the inspiration, wasn't dark like this at all. It was kind of just, I don't know, muted rather than dark. But I think I tend to have to use dark colors to get that same mood in The Sims, but yeah, I've changed it all over to lighter colors rather than just black. And another thing I've done, which I think I did it on a few other Windenburg builds as well, is put the curtains that come from the bathroom stuff back all along the window wall, and I think it just makes it so much cozier. You'll see me doing a little bit, but yeah. And by the way, the number one question I get is because on the Porto preview I have that hanging sofa that was like the whole, that kind of inspired it as well. That hanging sofa is by Felixander. It's from the Colonial set, so I'm just going to say it again. I'm not trying to do promo, but that is the number one question people ask me, is where that hanging sofa is from. So I need to make sure that I say it so that I restrict the number of people that ask me via DMs and stuff. That is the number one question. I'm just like, if I see this question again. So I'm going to say it now. Hopefully if I get the word out there, I get less questions that I have to answer multiple times. So yeah, that's it. Of course, your Sims cannot use that to sit down. So in fact, those are a table for 2 rather than a table for 4, but it looks cute. And that's all that matters. There's plenty of functioning tables and everything at most of the tables. I think there's going to be chairs put along the front wall here, these ones here. I don't think your Sims are going to be able to get to that because there is a very fat trim on the outside. Well, it's not actually that fat, it's a very small trim, but for some reason the footprint is huge. So I think it blocks those chairs, but I'm okay with that because we have the entire rest of the restaurant to sit in. But yeah, this entire interior has been a long time coming, and I'm so happy that I finally finished it and was actually kind of grooving along. Sometimes it's very difficult to do the exterior of a build and then come back 2 months later and do the interior, but I was very lucky that I had a very specific look I was going for, and I think I'd actually got as far as doing the floors and the wallpaper inside, so I literally just had to put the furniture in this time around, and that was all done within a few hours, and this build was finished, and I hope you enjoy it. Still more to come from Windenburg. I think next one will be a residential one, definitely. How many more commercial lots are there? I think there's like a pub still to do for a commercial lot, and I think those are all the commercial lots done. I want to add this in, and this is going to be part of my save file. I am working on a save file very slowly now, but it is one that includes custom content. So it includes Felixander content, my content, and it includes Peacemaker, and plus I think Brazen Lotus, what was it? The Conservatory, because Realm of Magic happened and I actually fully finished that entire world. That is fully completed. But I wanted to finish Brightchester before I release the save file. I'm not going to wait till I've finished every world. That's just kind of impossible. So I wanted to do like a first release and then update it each time I had like another world complete. So maybe we'll try and get a lot of Windenburg done and then release it. I don't know if we're going to hold off till all of Windenburg is done before releasing it, because there's lots ready to go in the other worlds. And I think some of my just regular builds I'm going to use for Willow Creek, because I don't think I have a very specific look that I'm trying to go for Willow Creek. Well, at least nothing comes to mind. We'll make it into like a little Frenchy inspired world, because I have quite a few builds ready to go in that. But yeah, so as you can see, I've put in the curtains there downstairs, and I love the whole look of it. So we're upstairs into the kitchen. Not really anything special, I've got to be honest with you, because it's a kitchen and it's a functioning commercial kitchen. They're not that pretty, you know, so I don't even think I've used anything from the kitchen in here. I've used like base game counters and the what's it called? Cooking station? I think that's what it's called. That came with dine out. So of course, as this is a restaurant, you're going to need dine out. I haven't restricted myself on what packs I've used, but mostly, gonna be honest, dine out. What else is there in here? I think the tables downstairs are from Discover University. I've got a little bit of Get Famous. But yeah, mostly custom content. I've got to say this one heavily coated in custom content. Just the way I like it, to be honest. If I could, I would use CC all the time. I'm just trying to lead by example and show you that CC is not the devil. Okay, so I hope you agree after this build that CC is not the devil. And as long as you keep your CC organized, you should be okay. Of course, we all don't have the greatest, highest spec PC like I decided to spend all of my savings on, but can I just say, well worth it. This has got to be like the best. I think the best purchase I ever made was my gaming PC. I was watching Linus Tech Tips for a good few months. Actually, might have even been like a year. I was watching Linus Tech Tips and all these building videos where he did these ridiculous like water-cooled systems, blah, blah, blah. In the end, I probably ignored most of it and just went for the highest spec I could get. And I think I watched some other videos which did the CPU and GPU like combos, motherboard and CPU and GPU. I think I went with that whole trifecta thing. But yeah, my PC is like 2 years old now. So it has the old, what was it, GTX 1080 Ti. Yeah, and we now have the 2080 Ti is the good one. I think this one is better than getting like a Titan, I think, for what I need it for. There's just 0 point in having that GPU. But yeah, I love it. Apart from, I went RGB like crazy, so the motherboard have RGB, so does the CPU cooler, so is the RAM got RGB, and so does the GPU. And every time the IQ needs updating or there's a new update, my RGB just goes crazy. Oh, there's also in the fans and the case is glass, so every time it needs updating, the lights go crazy. Currently, the motherboard is like going different rainbow colors. The RAM is like pink. The GPU is going through the rainbow colors. The back fan light isn't even on. The front one, there's 3 fans at the front. The bottom one's on, white. The middle one is half on. I don't even know how that's a thing. It's half lit. And the top one's off. So this is what happens. So if you're thinking of getting RGB lighting, and I'd say no, don't waste your time. It does look cool though at times, but I think just the front fans would have been enough. I didn't need to go the whole hog, but I went the whole hog. So yeah, I need to update IQ so that I can get, yeah, I'm saying all these colors that they currently are. By the way, they're normally just on plain white. I got all this RGB lighting and I just made it white. I know, this is my life. It's totally overpriced just for some white lighting. But anyway, we're on to the last part, which is the fancy schmancy bathroom. There is a bathroom as well, bathroom toilet complexy downstairs as well on the first floor, but I didn't show the footage of that because it's basically identical to this, but a little bit smaller. So this one, it's all done. This top area, I didn't do anything in here. I just didn't need it. And there is plenty of space. I suppose up here, if you want to extend it, you could put another door in there and then maybe turn this into like, it's got a dance floor and it's a club. Oh, that would be kind of cute. But we saved it because there is a club right across the way. But anyway, thank you. We're about to go into screenshots that I haven't yet created. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all Wednesday, 7 p.m. UK time with Eco Lifestyle. Bye guys.